Hello and welcome. We're here on ground at the Leaders of Tomorrow Springboard in the city of Bhopal, where we intend to talk shop with industry heavyweights for their take on how the state capital is leading Madhya Pradesh's industrial transformation. On the show tonight, we have Alka Sharma, co-convener of FICCI MP's Economic Development Task Force and the founder of Khadyot Natural, Saurabh Mishra, co-convener of FICCI MP's Startup and Innovation Panel and the director of Seagull Ventures, and Deepak Sharma, Vice President of the Federation of Madhya Pradesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Deepak, I want to start the conversation with you. When we look at the state economy, when we look at Madhya Pradesh's economy, it's projected to touch the figure of 45,000 lakh crores by the year 2030. Sir, is this a pipe dream or do you envision this becoming a reality?
It is a result of a stable government since last 20 years. This is one thing. Better policy leads for the better tomorrow. And the focus of the state was mainly in the initial year for the infrastructure development. I look back in 2003, no electricity, no roads, the pathetic condition in all the urban areas, no focus for the industrialization. In last 20 years, it has changed. And I think the India got the independence in 1947. Country economic independence, in my opinion, we got in 1991 when our market was open.
Yes.
And the globe market was open for us. So that 5 years under the Prime Ministership of the P.V. Narasimha Rao got the economic independence of the country. And since then, another 10 years period of a lot of scams, etc., that was just leave apart. In real sense, the government of India started in 2014 under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji. I saw the first logo of a lion, right. And it is the Make in India. And it is a series from 2014 till today.
Right.
So it is the impact of the national policies from Make in India to Stand Up India to Startup India to Swavalambi Bharat, and it is a series of that. Yeah. And today, the entire society in Madhya Pradesh as well look forward for all these things. It is a positive move, and India can do, the society can do, and similarly Madhya Pradesh is doing well in that. Continuously since last 5 years, Madhya Pradesh is the highest state in the agriculture field. It is 7% growth every year.
16.34%.
Now you just think of the millet, you think of the Shri Anna, the entire world is looking for the kind of organic foods. So Madhya Pradesh has the primary strength in that area.
And you know what? All of our entrepreneurs in the room have a huge role to play in that Madhya Pradesh success story. So please give yourselves a round of applause. Now, Alka, I want to come to you now because the state government has also set a very ambitious target of doubling per capita income by the year 2030. You know, what's required to make that vision a reality? Because that figure is staggering.
The platform is set. Now it's time to shift the gears. So we have best infrastructure. We are so strategically placed here. We have, institutes, all famous institutes which are here. Then we have Skill Development Park, which is coming here. So everything is being done. Now it's up to us to how to utilize it. Now, said that, there's one thing which the government has done. I mean, the initiatives have been taken. The startup community is doing good. Then we have banks here who are actually helping us out in, reaching the target. And the target of 550 billion, which is set up by our, chief minister, is quite achievable, supported by the startups and the ecosystem which is created.
All right. Well, then, Saurabh, if I can bring you in, if Alka and, Deepak subscribe to the philosophy that it's all rosy I'd like to hear from you as to the causes of concern, the causes for concern, sir, that can get in the way of Madhya Pradesh achieving these targets, and what role might Bhopal play in contributing and capitalizing?
So the biggest concern with Madhya Pradesh is that the economic development in Madhya Pradesh is not homogeneous. It is largely Western focused. Indore is going at a very high rate. Everything is happening at that location. So Bhopal can play that balancing act. Apart from Bhopal, cities like Jabalpur, Sagar, Rewa and Gwalior, they have to play that balancing act, because until unless that balancing act should be done, this homogeneity will not be achieved. And if that homogeneity is not achieved, then we cannot come up with that circular economy which is required in this city to actually realize per capita income.
No, absolutely. And, sir, if I could bring you in, Deepak, building on Saurav's point, Indore और भोपाल की अक्सर तुलना होती है, right? Industrialization को लेके, education को लेके, sanitation को लेके, so on and so forth. Sir, are these comparisons even justified? Or are we looking at apples and oranges here? I face the same thing on a daily basis when people talk Mumbai and Pune. So I need your take, sir.
डॉक्टर शंकर दयाल शर्मा जब यहाँ थे तो वो BHEL यहाँ लाए. That was the first industry in that area, and that resulted into the industrialization here. The ancillary got set up here nearby, but now the scenario has changed. यदि मैं आज का एक न्यूज़पेपर देखता हूँ और उसमें ये जो इजराइल के ऊपर हमला दिखता है और उसमें कोई इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर की बात होती है कि द बेसिक रीजन फॉर दिस अटैक इज द इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर. So I just see the geopolitical scenario where everything is governed by the economy. Similarly, the Bhopal is on the economic corridor of the Nagpur and Delhi.
Yes.
So all the economic activities related to this are going to happen in the entire area. And the time is for not for Bhopal alone, for the entire Madhya Pradesh, because the focus of all the entrepreneurs of the state as well as the outside is towards Madhya Pradesh. So as far as the भोपाल की जो comparative है वो हमेशा पीथमपुर इंदौर से जब करेंगे तो थोड़ा सा लगता है, पर I think it is they are the pioneers and Bhopal has to follow. भोपाल के आसपास काफ़ी नए क्लस्टर्स आए हैं, एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट बहुत बड़ी संख्या में आए हैं, और अब इंडस्ट्री एंड एकेडमिया इसका एक बड़ा टाई अप हो रहा है. और वो टाई अप अल्टीमेटली द एंटायर इकोनॉमी इज शिफ्टिंग फ्रॉम द ट्रेडिशनल to the knowledge based, the technology based, and in that the institute and the upcoming generation has to contribute a lot.
So, ma'am, do you share the same sentiment? Do you essentially feel that Bhopal, in spite of being the state capital, is constantly trying to emerge out of Indore's shadow?
I am a proud Bhopali.
Lovely.
So yes, we are, trying to. We are not trying to cope what the standard of Indore has set the standard as, but definitely Bhopal has his own capacity. There are certain block areas which need to be worked upon, like agriculture being a segment where there's a lot of work which has to be done. But looking at the larger scenario, I think we have good startups. We have almost all the officials here, easy approach, easy banking, everything, every facility is available. And we have, a ecosystem which is, I have my peers here who have developed such a good ecosystem. What should I call the lively ecosystem what we have here will definitely put Bhopal at a much, a better place rather than Indore.
In the last fiscal year alone, right, the state of Madhya Pradesh's GDP growth rate was upwards of 16%, right? Likewise, foreign-bound exports for the state of Madhya Pradesh are expected to touch 1 lakh crores by the year 2030. What do these economic indicators tell you? And are they telling the whole story?
So these economic indicators currently are actually telling a true story, because in Madhya Pradesh, as rightly said by sir, lots of things are happening on the front of export. Bhopal is doing commendable job. It has actually did phenomenal in terms of pharmaceutical industry. Then there are agriculture produced. We are processing a lot of things and now we are exporting them. In terms of companies like Trident and Vardhaman, we are actually exporting a lot. So that is actually reflecting that GDP growth. Apart from that, Madhya Pradesh government is looking for constituting economic development councils for each district of Madhya Pradesh. So that way, we have a dedicated plan for bringing up export in each district. We are at FICCI also helping state government for doing that. We are coming up with clusters, and now these clusters under appropriate technology are very welcomed by global value chains. So that can be linked, and that kind of growth can be bring into Bhopal.
It's time for a short break, but our continued coverage of the Leaders of Tomorrow's Springboard here in the beautiful city of Bhopal continues on the other side. So stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching the Leaders of Tomorrow's Springboard in the City of Lakes, Bhopal. And we're here on ground to bring you all the highlights. In the city of Bhopal, for entrepreneurs, for small and medium enterprises, what are the resources available at their disposal? Sir, whose doors can they knock on? If they need mentorship, coaching on a business plan, hiring plan, a succession plan, sources of funding, where do they go?
So solution is the internet. You can get everything on that. The software industry, which has taken over all the activities of the life. But right now, from now, 20 years northward, the software will be eaten by AI. And the artificial intelligence is going to take care of everything. Everything means it is everything. And practically speaking, America is about 15 years behind in the development of all the AI structures compared to China. The solution lies with India. The solution lies with the tier 2 cities of the India, where the institutions, the academia are working very effectively. And the entrepreneurs of these cities can definitely join hands with them. As far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned, or the Bhopal is concerned, I look forward, the Indian Institute of Science, they are regularly working with the local industries. The focus of the government of India and the mandate to all the academic institution, you do the research, but it should be popularized, it should be in the field, it should be for the commercialization and give it to the society. So this is the opportunity for all the entrepreneurs. Go and meet for any kind of your problem, any kind of solution you require for, go and meet to the institution, whether it is a private institution, academic institution, or the government academic institution, or the research laboratories even. They are doing a lot of research. But if we go with the solution for the problem, we go to them, definitely we are going to get a better solution, and that solution is going to solve the problems. Thank you.
Well, Alka, given your affiliation with FICCI, right? I think the industry looks to you to represent its voice, right? So for entrepreneurs in the room that are seeking that guidance, how do they take that formal next step?
See, when we talk about FICCI, I mean, we are one of the partners of government. And to answer to the question you asked, sir, that if there's a startup or if there's a student who wants to actually, who has something in mind and who wants to start a business or, FICCI is always there, or there are multiple channels which is there. Government has initiatives where they have their own cells which are reaching out. Incubation centers are there. Then there's a policy wherein, which is still in pipeline, I guess, but the educational institutes are having a tie-up done with the industries and through a channel probably, wherein the student or whosoever is willing to learn the basics of industry or how to work at the shop floor level, they'll be giving proper training and proper mentoring.
And this is all free of cost?
It is free of cost. It is entirely free of cost. And that is the requirement, I feel. Everything theoretical won't work. You need to be very practical when we are talking about, such a huge investment, and people's investment is an investment. So a good part is the industries have come forward. They are willing to support. The government is initiating, and we have a good, youngsters who are willing to take up the challenge as well.
Well, let's talk about those youngsters, Saurav, because I think one of the leading criticisms of the Indian education system is that we are churning out graduates and they are simply not employable. They're not market ready. Is that a misconception? Is there truth to that perception? And if so, what needs to change?
So this is the fact that the output of our academic institutions are not industry ready, and this is a well-known fact because most of the industries are facing that. The biggest reason is that because, as rightly said by Alka, we are working at FICCI, we are working for acting as facilitator. So the biggest concern is that, and government of Madhya Pradesh is understanding this thing, that we are lacking, our academic institutions are lacking their industry interface. They are not working in tandem with industrial requirement. So currently industry is looking for solutions like Industry 4.0, or they are not started talking about Industry 5.0. They are automatizing their pipelines, shop floor. So still, our academic institutions are producing students with a age-old curriculum. So nowadays, generations change in every 10 years. And in terms of industry, it changes like in 3 or 4 or 5 years. So now, MP government has planned to onboard certain industries, specifically in manufacturing sector, because Sir has rightly said that AI is going to eat software. So basically, AI is coming everywhere. We will have IPs for every machine, and then every machine will start talking to other machine. So for that, we need a different kind of resource. So now, government of Madhya Pradesh will talk with industries to produce right kind of resources. They will have that hand-on training on with industry, and then they can also work with cloud technologies. Like we have a Indian cloud network called Neve Cloud, just like Amazon. So we are facilitating students to do the research work, and if they can start doing or taking hands on artificial intelligence, they can come up with good solutions, and they can be good sources.
So at this time, before I open it up for Q&A, I'm going to pose one last question to all of our panelists. Sir, in a single sentence, if I were to ask you to fast forward 20 years, okay? Fast forward 20 years. Look, if we rewind 20 years, Madhya Pradesh's industrial growth rate was minus 0.5%. So the economy was contracting. Today, that's at roughly 25%. If we fast forward 2 decades from now, in a single sentence, what does the state of Madhya Pradesh's economy look like?
It is not 20 years now. It is 1,000 years. The era is of Bharat. 1000 साल हमारे यहाँ दुनिया के सामने, और उसमें मध्य प्रदेश भी समाहित है, because we are at the center, we are at the heart of the country, and we have plenty natural resources. We are the oxygen producer of the country. हमारे पास सबसे ज़्यादा वन है, हमारे पास सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छी यूथ पावर है, सिंपल लोग हैं, बहुत अच्छी नदियां हैं, बहुत अच्छा पर्यावरण है, उसको बिगाड़े क्योंकि सारी आगे की पॉलिसीज are going to affect the environmental. So Madhya Pradesh is leading in that, and along with the nation object, the Madhya Pradesh is going to contribute. ये पहली बार है दुनिया में किसी देश के राष्ट्राध्यक्ष ने अपने देश के खुद के लिए इकोनॉमिक का टारगेट दिया, 5 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी बनाने का टारगेट. I have never heard. This is always done by the industry or by the corporates. They set their targets. This is the CEO of the country set the target for the 5 trillion economy, and it's going to happen next 1,000 years are going to be of Bharat. Thanks.
Wow. Huge round of applause. And I think on that note, we will open it up for question and answer. अगर किसी का सवाल है वो अपना हाथ ऊपर करे. We will get a mic to you. Yes, ma'am, right here.
My question is to Deepak ji, that how startups can work with MSMEs and corporates, how they can work together to grow Madhya Pradesh in a faster way.
Very simple thing. स्टार्टअप के पास अनुभव नहीं है और इंडस्ट्री एसोसिएशन, इंडस्ट्री चलाने वालों के पास अनुभव है. ये दो चीज़ों का सबसे पहला मीटिंग पॉइंट इज रिक्वायर्ड. वो मिलें, संपर्क करें, एंड वी हैव द नॉलेज ऑफ द पॉलिसी ऑफ द स्टेट आल्सो. वी कंट्रीब्यूट फॉर द पॉलिसी मेकिंग टू ऑफ द स्टेट. तो उनका जो रिक्वायरमेंट है उसको कुछ फिनिशिंग करने के लिए, उनको बात करने के लिए, उनको पॉलिसी में कहाँ उनको बेनिफिट्स हो सकते हैं, उस सब के लिए they are most welcome to any of the association. I belongs to the Madhya Pradesh Chamber of Commerce, Federation Chamber of Commerce. वो वहाँ आ सकते हैं, उनसे बात कर सकते हैं. And there are other incubation centers also where we have the access. We can definitely help them. I express my thanks to the Times Network
Thank you so
and
much.
EG
sir.
Now
Yes.
and IDFC Bank, नायर साहब also. कि ये Tier 2 सिटी में भी इस प्रकार का एक वाइब्रेशन आप लोग करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं. मीडिया ऑफ कोर्स इज प्लेइंग देयर रोल. पर इस सब चीज़ को जब हम स्प्रेड करते हैं, लोगों को दिखता है कि हाँ ये सब कुछ हो सकता है, तो ये प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं. आप अपनी सर्विसेज दे रहे हैं. अल्टीमेटली एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप जो है वो अंदर से आती है, और वो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इस देश के युवाओं में है और वो निकलेगी. ये सारा सपोर्ट मीडिया का, सारा सपोर्ट फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन का, ये सारा सपोर्ट हम जैसे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस का यदि आता है, सो वी आर डेफिनेटली हैविंग ए बेटर पॉलिसी फॉर द बेटर फ्यूचर. एक अच्छा परिवर्तन, एक पॉजिटिव नोट हम सबके साथ है. वी आर गोइंग टू विन. थैंक यू.
What a wonderful note upon which to close, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank all of our panelists, Deepak, Saurav, Alka. Huge round of applause once more. Well, that's a wrap here at the Leaders of Tomorrow Springboard in the beautiful city of Bhopal. I'm Pooja Jain signing off. We'll see you next time.